Oh, Chris, you're the luckiest man in all of Rage Select today. Did you know that?
I am? Did you get The Last of Us 2?
No, I'm not that lucky. I mean, there's no part of Rage Select that's that lucky. No, we were going to end up playing a bunch of garbage games that came out this week because there wasn't very much out this week, but it's also kind of fake E3, and one of the things that came out for fake E3 was that Persona 4 Golden is finally out on a platform that is not the PlayStation Vita. And as like the only other person that I know that played Persona, I thought let's check out some Persona. So welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff.
I'm Chris. I'd like to say that, yes, I cannot explain why, although the Persona style of game is not normally my thing, I got wildly sucked into Persona 5. Mm-hmm. It completely was like, wow, I'm enjoying this very much. Still haven't even finished it yet because I spent too much time doing side quest bullshit. But this came out before it, you're saying, but only for a handheld system for PlayStation.
The history of Persona 4 is bizarre. The fact that this game is out in 2020 is weird. Persona 4 was originally a PlayStation 2 game. It came out at the very end of the PlayStation 2 era, right before the PS3 came out. And then in the way that they do a lot of times, they added some new content, some new dungeons, some new story elements to it, and they put that out as Persona 4 Golden, but they put it out in order to sell people PlayStation Vitas, which they did because people love Persona, but then they never put it anywhere else. It was never on the PlayStation 3. It was never on the PS4. I mean, you can play the original Persona 4 on the PlayStation 3 as like a PS2 classic, but there's no way to play it with this extra content anywhere but on the worst handheld, or the least popular handheld video game system that's ever been created until now. And now you can go onto Steam.
So you can buy it exclusively through Steam?
Yeah, it's a PC. It's out on the PC. It's $20. It's on Steam. They just dropped it just today on a Saturday. They were just like, here you go, Persona 4. So, yeah, we're going to...
Well, that's cool. Like I said, I like the next one. And it's not like the Persona series needs a really high-end graphical machine to be good.
Well, especially the fact that this is a PlayStation 2 game, so they would have to do... That's
what I'm saying. It's like, looking at it, you're not going to tell that big of a difference, really.
Yes. Yep. So, and as near as I could tell, I was actually reading a review of it before we started from somebody that got a chance to take a look at it, and they were like, it holds up. It's not quite as... Like, Persona 5 is a little bit slicker. Like, the big difference is that Persona 4 takes place in, like, a sleepy rural town, whereas Persona 5 takes place... like in the big city. So it's got a different flavor to it. But I kind of think that small town flavor works better because you kind of get to meet everybody that lives in this small town instead of having like all these faceless drones in Persona 5, like walking around and you don't know who the hell they are. I feel like you kind of get to know like 90% of the people that live in the little Persona 4 town.
So wait, it just occurred to me. You said this game originally came out for PlayStation 2, right?
2. Yes. Mm-hmm.
2. And then the next one didn't come out till PlayStation 4.
Yes.
So when did Persona 1 come out? Was it Atari VHS?
No, that was a PlayStation 1 game. Persona 1 and 2 and 3, I believe, were all PlayStation 1 games. So
wow. Okay.
Yep. And then they came out with a Persona 3 FES, which was like the expanded Persona 3 was for the PSP. It's really weird. And then on the PlayStation 3, they put out... You remember that game, Catherine, that we played, where you're, like, asleep? Yeah. That was what this team did between Persona 4 and Persona 5. So on the PlayStation 3, they put out Catherine. So...
Okay.
And it's Igor, except this time he's got himself a sick limo instead of, like, a weird jail. Like, you're not in that weird dream jail.
So, it feels like he was doing better in Persona 4.
I don't know. Maybe he's the warden of Dream Jail. But he had to hang out with those little girls, those two little crazy girls, like good cop and bad cop. Who just yell at you.
And here they're more like, I assume, good stripper and bad stripper?
What? They're like 8-year-olds?
They're in this neon limo.
Okay. I see what you're saying. I think you were talking about the little girls that were like your wardens in Persona 5. I was like, what?
No, I'm just like, because it's this neon limo here, I'm like, what? So is it like you have a different take then?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry.
We're going to.
I didn't want to sound like I didn't want to sound like Donald Trump. I apologize.
We're going to dream bachelor party, brah. All right. So what should we name our character? This is an important part of the Rage Select ecosystem. What's the last name? What's a good last name for a JRPG character?
Sandwich.
Sandwich. Ooh, that's a good one.
I thought so.
All right. Sandwich. Wait, is there a T in sandwich?
No, there's no T in sandwich.
What you're telling me that they don't? It's not based on
It's
like
not
the.
Witch. No, it's not the sequel to The Witch. It's not like there's no sandwich board. It's nothing like that.
How do I delete stuff? Left bumper. I could go right. Oh, B. Okay. Sand. So wait, what if it was like the sand? Oh, okay. I'm all fucking this up. What was like the sand Vavitch? Yeah.
Sure, Jeff. Do what you're gonna do, Sandvovich.
Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna get yes, Sandvovich. That's his name. His first name is Philip. He's Black Philip Sandvovich.
God, it makes sense now. Okay.
Yep.
Let's take a look into your future, shall we?
Oh, okay.
Hooray! He's like, oh no, we don't want to do that. Never mind. Forgot I say anything. Just up until enjoy 2019 is all I'm saying.
Wait, when did this game come out? He's like, 2011 is great. You should just make sure the next 9 years you really go outside a whole lot.
He's like, man, Obama, I mean, come on, this is great. We've done it, right? The world is changing. It's just all uphill from here.
Yep. When the hell did this game come out? I can't find out. Let's see. Ooh, the tower. That's a fun one. What else you got for me?
I'm not sure what the relevance is, but okay.
The tower in the upright position represents the immediate future.
Mm-hmm.
It seems a terrible catastrophe is imminent.
It was 2008, by the way.
Oh, 2008. Okay.
The card
You say, Igor, man, I can't take another catastrophe, brah. I'm at my catastrophe limit for right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're still waiting for the murder hornets to show up, but...
I think the murder hornets turned around. I think they saw what was happening. They were like, nah, that's okay.
Murder hornets feel like one of those weird abandoned subplots on like Star Trek Next Generation or something, You're like, oh, that's going to be a thing later, and it never is.
Yeah. Yep, the murder hornets of like Vergon 12 or whatever.
Yeah. We're like, oh, they're coming back. They're not.
And then Data is like, Captain, the murder hornets appear to be a sentient life form. When I map them on the computer, they create a cerebral cortex. And you're like, well, we can't destroy intelligent life. The prime directive.
The buzzing is some sort of message directed at us. What does it say, Data? It says, surrender. All your base are belong to us. You have no chance. Make your time.
And then like a Klingon with a bunch of like giant stings on his forehead shows up, and he's like, I'm going to murder those murder hornets. They killed my entire family, and they stung at my crew super hard, and we were trying to eat our gach. Yeah, I'd watch that episode.
I'm impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Ensure that does not happen.
Okay, what are we doing here? Let's get going. You just telling me the future?
I have neglected to introduce my assistant to you.
She's wearing a jacket that like camouflages with the upholstery of the car.
She is a resident of this
Yeah, it's easy to miss her, quite frankly.
Yeah, it's just a floating head and hands.
My name is Margaret.
Hello, Margaret.
I'm here to accompany you through your
Can I call you Maggie?
I also do his taxes.
We shall attend to the details another time.
All right.
Until then, farewell.
Bye. Bye. All right.
Bye. Now here we go. Real game. Gameplay starts here. This is the time you get to... Oh.
Chris, you sweet summer child. This is a JRPG. We're not going to ever get to play. We're going to do 2 hours of Persona 4. We're never going to get to attack a single enemy the entire time.
Do you remember like 20 years ago when no one in America watched anime at all? Like it just wasn't the thing. It was like just like really tiny little clusters of people. And then they started like putting out games like this. The whole point was to trick you into watching anime.
I 20 years ago, I actually did watch anime, so nobody needed to trick Jeff from Rage Select. I was already a nerd, antisocial nerd.
Come on, it wasn't like you were getting laid. What else were you going to do?
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. It's like what? Sit around the house and not get laid and not watch anime, or sit around the house and not get laid and do watch anime. Well, at least it passes the time. I mean, you know. You got to do something when you're not getting laid. Like, what are you going to do? Exercise? Learn stuff? Pfft,
it's true, man. I tell you, I went the bad boy path, and it worked out pretty well for me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to hear it is 20 years later going, oops, but you know.
Yeah. I need to find out if there are subtitles that I can turn on in this video game.
Are there no There's got to be. Come on.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I know there's a Japanese language option.
Yeah, well, that would just make the situation worse.
Turn it to Japanese without subtitles. Well, fortunately, I know what's going on here. Is it's like, I don't remember exactly why, but Philip Sandvich is he's going to the country to like stay with his uncle over the summer, or for a year, or both over the year and during the summer.
This just keeps getting longer for all time until the end times.
Yeah, that's your uncle and his daughter, I believe.
Bob's my uncle.
And
Should we go soon?
Yes, just about.
Jeez, Uncle Freak Show there sounds a little sketchy.
he's a cop. He's a cop. He's always out doing those cases. So you got to take care of the little daughter. You get like a new little sister. Uh-oh. Or wait a minute. Was this the same plot as Persona 5? Do you get sent to the countryside because like...
Dude, it's been so long since I was at the beginning of Persona 5, I don't remember anymore.
That guy accuses you, like, he's like hassling that lady, and you're like, hey, stop hassling that lady. And he's like, don't you know who I am? I'm going to get you arrested. And then you're like arrested, and everybody's like, he's a juvenile delinquent. He's a mass murdering psychopath. Like, everybody treats you like shit in Persona 5, and it drives me up the wall. Like you're some kind of like 17-year-old, but everybody's like, God, get away from him. He's dangerous, and he'll corrupt your brain. It's like,
Over here.
oh,
Wow, this is regarded, according to Wikipedia, this is regarded as one of the greatest games ever made.
yeah, it's really good. I mean, it is like it took me 5 years to play all the way through it. Not because I was slow at playing the game, but because I would start
so
it.
fucking endless.
Well, I would start it and get halfway through it and then be like, I'm going to go play this other game real fast, then I'll come back to it. And then I would come back to it and be like, what the fuck was going on in here? Something about dreams? I don't remember. And so I started it from the beginning, like a whole bunch of times. And then when the PS Vita one came out one Christmas over the break, I just did nothing but like lay in bed and play it on the Vita. That was like all I did on my time off was just lay in bed all day and play this game on the Vita. And it's really good. Like when you get to the end of it, it's like 60 hours long. And by the time you get to the end of it, it really feels like you've gotten to know all the people and that you've got all these friends, and you know, it's one of those. So.
And then Jeff woke up and realized he still hadn't had sex.
Oh no, I forgot to have sex again. Darn it.
It's not like you forgot. You just were completely unaware it was a thing, because that's what the Japanese are doing to your brain, Jeff.
I wrote it on my
big anime mind trick.
I wrote it on my hand and everything. In my hand, it just says "sleep with women," and I'm like, "Oh crap!"
But unfortunately, you got sweaty, and it now just says "slummin'."
Yeah. I had to wash my hands a lot because of COVID, and then it just rubbed off my reminder. So this lady, she's a new character. She was the one of the people that was added in Golden, and she ends up being like a pretty big part of the plot, I think.
Huh.
So.
Whatever. All I did was pick it up.
Well, I didn't thank you, so fuck off.
So note you made yourself with Dojima's address. Unfriendly looking girl. All right, Karen, go away. Shoo.
And if your character is anything like I was when I was 20, I was like, unfriendly looking girl, I gotta know more about her.
She's so mysterious, man. Oh, jeez. All right. I think that this actually gets going a little faster than Persona 5, but not that much faster. Not that much faster. It is just kind of cool to play this on a big TV, because the last time I played it was on the Vita. And it looks like they've done a little bit of work up-resing it. Like, all the models and everything are still kind of, PS2y, but
By yourself?
well, yeah, Dojima, I'm fine. Oh, you were talking to a literal child. Okay, I get it now.
When are they going to put this out in the store for PlayStation?
I don't know. I don't know that.
To your left. You
I don't know
which
that they're
way's
going
left?
to.
Side you
That's
don't hold
weird.
your chops to.
Why not? Persona 5 was such a hit, you know. I mean, in its crowd, but it was a huge hit for them. Why not put this out?
I mean, it's easier now, right? Because since they ported it to the PC, the PS4 and the Xbox One both have PC architecture, so they should be able to port it relatively easy. I think it's just a question of whether Atlas will do it.
City, huh?
I have no idea. I mean, I haven't heard anything saying that they're doing it. And with the PS5 right around the corner, they may not bother, or they may put it out on the PS5. Who knows? That would be weird.
Yeah.
A PS2 game on a PS5.
It would be a little weird. PlayStation Persona 4 Platinum.
High school?
Is that guy, he was smoking already, and then he was like, "Time for a smoke," and it was like, "What?"
Does it surprise
But you've never lit a cigarette when you've already had a cigarette going? I've seen you do that, Jeff.
Well, yeah, but when I'm like 8 beers in, of course. But I don't know. Do you think that our uncle is driving us around 8 beers in? He seems like he might be. It's a good
He
question.
might, yeah, he had that. Like I said, he sounded a little sketchy to me. Sounded like a cop that would drive you around 8 beers in.
Yeah. All right.
Give it some thought, why don't
Oh
you?
yeah. He's giving you the pitch like I think you can work here. It's one of the things you can do when you're not doing the thing. Wow.
Right.
You don't that's how you shake hands with COVID is you don't even touch your hands. You just put it near and then shake it up and down.
Man, it'll be interesting. You think shaking hands will ever even come back?
I don't know. I mean, I can't at this point. I feel like, Chris, anything that I say is just tempting whatever dark gypsy woman that we collectively as the world murdered or something. Like, I don't know. It'd be like, I think everything's gonna be okay, and it's like, fuck you. That's what's gonna be okay. There's no more chickens anymore. Chickens are all gone for some reason.
That's gonna be the. Oh man, I'll be pissed. I love me some chicken.
Yeah, me too. Who doesn't? Chicken.
What's wrong? You
Okay, let's go. I'm just tired. I'm just
That's understandable.
tired of holding up my weirdly oversized head.
Why not take a little walk? Get some fresh air. Just let me know when you're ready to go.
Okay.
Sure, I'll just walk around and leave you waiting here for me.
Yeah. So, yeah. This is like the main
Whoa.
drag of the game. So when you're not at
buff
school.
ass compared to Persona 5.
Oh yeah. So this is like you got the bookstore. This is the weapon store. This is like the item store or tofu store. We got item store, and then up here. Oh, okay. I guess we can't go up there. But
Looked like the unfriendly girl was across the street there for a second.
yeah. You normally. What? I met you just now, Dr. Manhattan. Come on. I just finished watching that new Watchmen series last night. I hadn't seen it
good.
before. It's pretty good, yeah. But yeah, then you also can go into. Okay, you only get a save point right now, but eventually you can go into the Velvet Room from there. What's up, old man? Okay.
I love the little pop songs in this series, but I also hate them.
The one that gets the one that plays when you get into combat, Reach Out to the Truth, is like not just one of my favorite video game pieces of music, but I've heard it more than like my favorite songs from my favorite bands because it plays every single time you get into combat. And the one from 5 is good, but I think the one from this one is better. This one's a little bit more pop oriented, and I feel like 5 was a little bit jazzier.
I'll tell you though, man, one of the number one things that got me out of playing RPGs of this sort, or just in general, like even like the Squaresoft, was just getting so fucking sick of the songs. If they would just create more variety in the fucking songs, I would be like, okay, I'll keep playing. But these games are designed to play for like 50 hours. And you're like, that means you're going to hear that goddamn combat song 7,000 times. It's like, come on.
Yep.
That's
but for me,
unreasonable to ask.
I don't know. See, I guess the thing is that I was talking to somebody before about how how like I can listen to the same song just on repeat for 6 hours. Like it doesn't even register to me if it's like a good song that I like. So I don't think it ever really bothered me quite as much. And the idea that the earworm, that making the battle song like an earworm pop song, I think is just brilliant. I think that more games should do that instead of just like generic orchestral or like here's a techno version. I'm like,
Well, it's just me and Nanako here, so it'll be nice
have some
having
gas station sushi, some carrot juice.
God, that's distressing to think. A gas station sushi is probably a thing in Japan.
So make yourself at home.
It's probably not bad, or I don't know. I guess maybe it's not gas station sushi. Maybe it's just regular.
It's probably pretty bad.
Right.
I saw watch this whole video on YouTube that was
The military stuff?
military. You're into gladiator movies, sandwich.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Who's calling at this hour?
I was going to say, Jeff, turn your cell phone off when we're playing.
Yeah. No, I watched this whole video on YouTube of this guy that went to like an automat in Japan and had like all these like they had these like sandwiches where it would heat up and like grill the sandwich and then put it in a bag, and it was like a dollar. It was like a vending machine that had all these like crazy things in them. They all looked super good. They all looked like 10 times better than anything that comes out of a vending machine in America. But
Looks like I made the right choice to skip the booze.
Yeah, I remember being in both China and Japan, where they had a lot of those type places where it's like, yeah, it's just even in Canada when we were there, they're they have an Asian town where we were in Montreal, and it was like a ton of places like that where it was like the weird whole wall vending machine and everything just looked amazing.
yeah, yeah. All right.
Nanako, it's raining out. What did you do with the laundry?
I already brought it in.
Oh yeah, she kind of like runs the house. All right, let's have dinner with an 8-year-old. The action, Chris. Can you take it?
It's just so exciting.
Let's watch the weather,
The hourly breakdown of tomorrow's weather.
which actually becomes really important.
Storm clouds moving in from the west. Expect rain throughout the day tomorrow in most areas.
Okay.
Let's eat.
So what would you say exactly was it that kind of got you about Persona 5 as opposed to other games?
I don't know, man. It was one of those, like, this is a weird fucking story, type thing. Like, this is weird, and it's kind of drawing me in. It's got, like, a bloody side, like, there's murders going on that you're trying to find out about. And there was something weird about just the construction of it as an RPG was so different than anything I had played. That it just kind of ended up sucking me into it. I don't know. I mean, I kept finding myself feeling constrained by its boundaries, but the moment you were about ready to get frustrated and rage quit, it would open up the boundaries and extend to someplace else. I don't know. At the end, it was just different.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was talking with Matt about that, about how I feel like we were talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake and how Persona 5 is like an old school turn-based combat game, but like it does so much different and it's so refined in its combat that it doesn't feel old. It doesn't feel like a throwback. It feels like somebody took turn-based combat and they weren't just like, well, that's old, we can't use it anymore. They were like, well, what if we just made it better than it used to be? And then you get the guns and the hold-ups and all that, the like synergy attacks and stuff like that. But yeah.
Ready to eat?
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get going here. We got to get to bed.
Exciting scenes of eating gas station sushi. Now you're tired.
Yep.
Can't you feel the tension?
I can. I'm on the edge of my seat. All right.
So this is not wildly different in terms of plot than Persona 5, certainly.
Yes. I mean, I don't know. The big thing with Persona 5 and Persona 4 is that in Persona 5 you create there's the whole Phantom Thieves thing.
Yes.
Whereas in Persona 4 it's a little different.
Does this have the same, like, you go into this weird sort of astral plane thing that exists side by side with the real world and can manipulate events?
Sort of. It's more just like there are, I mean, not to spoil a fucking what 12-year-old game, but like, and I'm not even going to go into the thing, but like basically, as we continue, what happens is that there are murders, and we start seeing the murders, the people that are going to be murdered. They start showing up on what's called the Midnight Channel, where like at midnight, if it's raining and you turn on the TV, you'll see a person, and they'll be in this weird situation, and then like X days later, they'll be murdered, and so you and your friends start this like kind of, they figure out that they can go into the TVs and like go into the worlds where these people have been kidnapped and thrown into the Persona worlds and rescue them. So it's less like the Phantom Thieves is more aggressive towards like an enemy, whereas this is a lot more like, most of this game is getting the various people on your team. And one of the big things with that is that every one of the dungeons is based on like the psychological issues that character is facing, and then you have to kind of make them like face their own fears and accept
that's Persona
them.
5.
Yeah, it's very similar. The main thing is just the difference between the Phantom Thieves and just like a bunch of high school students that don't all dress up in weird outfits like that.
So basically, yeah, when you go into the astral realm, you don't get a cool outfit and mask.
Yeah, you also don't have a cat that turns into a van for any reason.
See, right there, it seems Persona 5 is better.
No, there's an annoying bear mascot in this one called Teddy, and he sucks, and I hate him. It's like my least favorite part of the entire game. Nah. So we're being taunted by this mysterious figure in the fog in our dreams. And now we're going to school. And it's going to be... I would honestly be surprised if we ever get to the actual combat in the game.
I mean, these games take cover so much time, in space of because they all have the calendar thing. I feel like in Persona 5, my character should be middle-aged by now. So many days have passed.
Yeah. Hey,
Good morning.
eggs and sausage and toast.
Bangers and mash.
Yeah.
No, this is Japan, not Britain. Stop it.
Okay.
I can
You have eaten. Congratulations. 5 points.
cook, so I buy dinner.
Okay.
You're starting school today, right?
Yep.
My school's on the way, so let's go together.
Okay.
I don't want to be seen with you, nerd.
All right. Pew, whoop, pew, whoop.
And then they were at school. Oh, no. And then they were on the way to school.
Walking through that floodplain. All right. Somebody was asking me when they announced this. We were talking in the chat room today, and they were like, "Are you going to replay it?" And I'm like, "No, I don't play 60-hour RPGs more than one time in my life. I've got other things that I have to do. I got to figure out how to have sex with ladies. Damn it!"
Meanwhile, 25 hours into his replay of Persona 4.
You be careful, or we're gonna rope you into Chris and Jeff play all of Persona 4. I guarantee you that if you go to the comment section, people will want that to be a thing.
Yeah, but I can assure you, people, it is not going to be.
Oh no, it's Yusuke. He's the Ryoji of this game, except he's more of kind of like a nerd. No, less of a nerd. More equally nerd, trying to be a cool guy. Yeah, that's what it is. It's all flooding back to me in a huge, just it's coming back into my brain.
Just remembering your previous experience in 2012 of playing this game.
Sometime around there.
Bad luck. The homeroom teacher here is more.
Well, 2008's when it came out. 2012 is when this version of it came out.
When Golden came out, it was probably around 2013 before I actually ended up playing it.
Hey, you guys, I heard there's going to be a transfer student from the city in this class.
Oh, geez.
Oh, shut up. Nobody cares what you think. You're always with it every time. It's like, oh, there's going to be a new student. Who cares? Shut up. We're doing stuff. God, you're a nerd.
A transfer student?
Like that everybody dresses the same except for Chie and
Yosuke, huh? You look dead today.
the other girl. God, what is her name?
And what is with the outfits, too? What is this, Starfleet Academy?
It's their school uniforms. Gotta wear them uniforms.
Who knows?
Except that what's-her-face there gets to wear a big sweater over it.
Yeah, black-haired girl looks like nothing but trouble. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and this guy,
This-
he looks like Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's. What the hell? Ah.
It looks like some kind of farming tool.
Doesn't mean you can swoon over each other like love-struck baboons.
That's weird. You're weird. You're weird.
Long as I'm around,
Roasting this guy on Twitter.
students are gonna be pure as the driven snow.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Maruka accused of harassment.
Mr. Moroka is going to be the one. I'm the one who will finally get the teenagers to stop having sex with each other. Me, I'm the one who's going to do it.
Mr. Maruka is accused of having sex with teenagers.
Yep.
Nowhere like yesterday's garbage.
Garbage.
And he's just as much of a loser here as he was there.
Jesus Christ, dude. How in the world did you get... well, how'd you get to be a teacher? But, you know, look at the world.
I think I could file a defamation lawsuit against this guy. Like, you calling me a loser? You calling me a loser?
Fuck you, buddy.
Your courage is increased. Well,
You
right.
got points for that shit?
That's it. You're on my shit list. Effective immediately.
Meanwhile, all the students in class are like, I'm gonna fuck that guy.
Listen up.
Later that day, everyone was like, ooh, Philip Sandvich, take me out behind the whatever place and let's do the horizontal screechy or whatever they call it. I don't know.
No one has ever called it the horizontal screechy for the record.
That's the way I do it. I don't know if I've been probably doing it wrong, but you know.
Abusing them.
What?
But what do I know? It's not like the old days. Even
Oh,
here,
God.
kids grow up so damn fast.
Yeah, things are different from when I was a kid, and it makes me scared and angry.
Checking your life journals in my place.
Oh yeah, this game was made in 2008 when you had live journal in MySpace.
Dude, I miss those days. It was so much simpler then.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Is it okay if the transfer student sits here?
Yes, GA, it's fine.
Yeah, sure.
No, I want to fuck him. I mean, sit next to him.
So hurry up and sit down already.
Yeah.
And job.
All right. Faster.
Yes.
Faster.
That's what she said.
He's the worst, huh?
Yeah.
Rotten luck for you to get stuck in this class. Well, we just have to hang in there for a year.
Okay. You can hear people all around you talking about you like, ooh, I want to fuck him. Ooh.
It's like, I can handle that. They say I'm well hung.
Up in King Moron's class on the first morning here.
Yeah, he won't think twice about suspending you if you get on his bad side.
You guys should probably whisper these insults to each other.
Again.
I know, right? And what is the teacher doing? He's just kind of staring off into the distance.
He's doing that paranormal activity thing.
Rock and roll, and I damn well expect you to respond in an orderly manner.
Meh.
Well,
Okay.
see? They're going to listen to me. I want to take the role, see?
Oh, man. All right. After school?
That's all for today. Normal lectures will start
It's a kind of a strange choice for the voice actor of this guy.
It is.
Uh-oh.
Attention all teachers. Please report immediately to the faculty office for a brief staff meeting.
Okay.
All students must return to their classrooms and are not to leave the school until further
This is where they
notice.
start the battle royale, right? This is
I hope so. God, I hope so.
You heard the announcement. Don't go anywhere until you hear otherwise.
Hey everybody, let's get out of here. Let's go smoke cigarettes and have sex behind the convenience store.
Yay.
It's getting on my nerves.
Uh-oh.
Let's leave the students to their own devices. What could go wrong?
Don't those sirens sound really close? I can't see a damn thing. Freaking fog.
Did the teacher call the cops on us?
Yeah, like every time.
It's like, yeah, that kid mouthed off to me. Put him in jail. Put him in school jail.
Hey, did you hear? I hear that. pop
School jail wasn't that
all
bad.
over for that announcer.
Man, I hated
Just put
school
your-
jail.
Just put your head down on your desk, take a nap.
I heard some guys.
When I got put in school jail, it was when they put me in that thing where there was like an outbuilding that had like the 5 worst people in school in it, and then like you had to just do all your classes in there and couldn't talk to anybody or do anything. That was some garbage right there. You want to know
Wow,
why I got put in
definitely
the outbuilding, Chris?
Hey, Yukiko-san.
I actually do. I will admit that I can't picture you. You don't seem like someone who would have been like a bad student.
Oh, no, that was the same week that I got my letter jacket for academics. I got put in the outbuilding because I refused to stop putting my hair in a ponytail, and one of the principals was like a mad-on old fucking Southern good old boy who was going to have you respect his authority, and I've told you so many times not to do that. You're going to sack. And I was like, oh, God. And
so wait, you had long hair, but his specific problem was you putting it in a ponytail.
At my school, we were, it was against the rules for boys to wear their hair in a ponytail, but the teachers didn't care because I could actually get it out of my face and see what I was doing in class. But if I forgot to take it out before I left the classroom, that principal was always waiting, ready to write me up if he caught me walk out with the ponytail in. And finally, he got mad. And the moral of the story, Chris, is that I don't respect authority at all now. That one man destroyed my entire faith in the authority of anyone forever. So I don't. If somebody is like, you should do this for your safety, I'm like, fuck you. I'm going to do the opposite because once upon a time, somebody told me to take my hair out of a ponytail.
I hear you. I had similar experiences with authority growing up where you're like, I can't respect that. So therefore, all authority is bad from here till the end of time.
Yep. I was a real straight-laced goody-goody before I went into high school. And then on the other side, I was just like, well, if they're going to put me in school suspension for such a stupid thing, then like I should just try drugs. I mean, like if they were lying, if they're going to be that unreasonable, then like who knows what else they've been lying about all these years. I was like, those drugs sure sound fun. Let me try those out.
And they, as it turned out, they were. It was like, wow, this is a big conspiracy to keep me from having fun.
Yep. And that's the moral of this. And then I started a video game YouTube channel. The end. Thanks, everybody, for listening. This has been part 1 of Persona 4 Golden, where we barely talked about Persona 4 Golden at all.
In all seriousness, though, Jeff, I think it's very important. And I don't want to give anyone the wrong idea here, because not all drugs are good. Some are great.
Yes, that is true. In any case, thanks everybody for watching. Hit the like, subscribe button. Let us know what your favorite drugs are. Don't do drugs. Rage Select does not endorse drugs, but I mean, I'm also not your parents. You can do whatever the hell you want to. You do what you want to. And I just, I don't think there's anybody in the audience that's going to be like, I started smoking pot because Jeff from Rage Select is such a cool guy. I listened to him talk about how little sex he has for 20 minutes, and I was like, I want to have no sex. I want to play JRPGs.
But now you're worried they're going to be like, well, I did drugs because Jeff from Rage Select told me not to, and I don't listen to authority figures.
Oh, no, there's no winning. Patreon.com/Rage Select. Give us money so that we can give you morally ambiguous instructions on a YouTube channel and be demonetized. Also, Amazon links down below. I'll put a link to like a Vita TV down there, which you should totally get because you can hack the hell out of those things and then play whatever you want to on your TV. Also, you can play Persona 4 Golden on your TV, or you just get on your PC. Chris, when you are not over here helping me watch, play, watch, and talk about JRPGs, where can the people find you on the internet?
Well, first off, I do want to say, if you really want your Patreon to make money, you should promise to throw in a bunch of pictures of you with long hair and a letter jacket on. I kind of want to see that,
I don't think I have any. I don't keep
There's
pictures.
There's got to be one, like yearbook picture, something, right? I mean, they obviously didn't let you tie your hair back for the picture, so...
Yeah, I'd have to look. I didn't buy a yearbook, so I'd have to see if I could find it online or something. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe I could find one of those and put it on the Discord server for
there
Patreon.
You go. See, that's worth it right there. But anyway, I'm at oneofus.net. We review as many of the movies and TV shows that are coming out that we think are even faintly worth watching as we can, with short 15 to 30-minute reviews with a comedy basis, trying to review all sorts of stuff. We've moved since the COVID situation to covering more and more streaming and Netflix and Amazon and Disney Plus and Apple Plus and all that stuff. So please come check us out. I think you'll find there's a lot to like there.
Cool.
Yuki, right?
And if you come back tomorrow, you can see maybe we will get to a point where we get to hit somebody with a golf club or something. So
Hooray!
we'll see you tomorrow.